Hello, my name is Kim and I am Barbara's daughter. Thanks for stopping by my Flosstube channel. Welcome to Friday. My children have been fighting with each other all day long. I have shut the door, but if you hear screaming down there, they're fine. They're just boys and they're fighting. So I'm hoping they're behaving themselves while I am in here recording this video, and I'm hoping I don't have to stop and edit this video too many times in order to go referee their discussions. So that's the kind of day we're having here in my house. And I'm gonna get started with this video. Just with a little programming note, I have been recording all my videos on Fridays because that just seemed to work for me. But now as I'm starting to work I'm still working from home for my job, but we're getting closer to the start of the school year and it's getting busier. I'm finding that Friday is maybe not the best day to record a video. So I'm going to start getting up on Saturday mornings and recording them. So I have small children. We are not late sleepers in this house, so I still think I'll be able to get up, record the video, and then upload it. And it should still be up, sometime mid-morning or early afternoon on Saturdays. But next Friday, if you don't see a video from me, never fear, it'll be out on Saturday, because I think that's just going to be easier for me to record that, and then I can go on with my day on Saturday. I can get myself all set up Friday night for it, and just be easier than trying to scramble and get it done on Friday afternoon. And eventually I'm going to have to go back to work in person, and I definitely won't be able to video on Fridays then. So we'll just switch over to Saturdays. So sorry, Kyle, it looks like you may have to have your Sunday morning coffee with me instead of Saturday morning, but I hope that works out okay for you. Questions that I had 2 videos last week. One was my regular Flosstube and one was Whip Parade. So I have questions from both of those. I'm just going to do them both here. Eva wanted to know if I had a craft room. Well, she had 2 questions. The first is, do I have a craft room? And I don't have a craft room right now. My husband and I are finishing, well, it's mostly him. Let's get real. I'm not wielding a hammer down there, but he's finishing the basement. And I'm going to have a craft room or craft area. We're making one huge room in the basement. And so I'll have a section of that room that's my craft area. And someone else, I forget who it was, asked, oh, how's the basement remodel going? Chuckle, chuckle. It's not going well at all. Not that it's not going well, it's just not progressing, because my husband and I both work in schools. And as you know, I'm sure it's a very, back to school is always very busy, but this year it is especially busy. So he is literally working 24/7 on plans for kids coming back to school and learning remotely, and what do we need safety wise for all that. So he's been a little busy and the basement has gone on the back burner, but eventually I'm going to have a craft room, and I would certainly be happy to give a tour once I have it, but I don't have anything to show yet. So she also asked if I would consider showcasing where I place my finished pieces, like if I have a wall where I put my samplers and stuff like that. And that's also a work in progress, because what we're going to do is move all of our family room furniture and everything downstairs to the basement when that's finished, and then kind of redecorate in the upstairs living area. And I have plans for a big cross-stitch wall there. Right now I just sort of slap it on the wall anywhere I have a spot all over the house, but I would like to kind of get like a patriotic wall like Brenda has, and then like other cross-stitch that's maybe samplers, have that on a wall. I do have a lot of seasonal pieces that I put away and they come out with, the seasons, but I don't have a place I could really give a tour of yet. But eventually, when I have things straightened out the way I want them, I would happily show you what that looks like. Colleen wanted to know what the purpose of using thread drops was versus winding your floss on bobbins. And I think for me, I just like the look of the thread drops better. I used to wind DMC on bobbins when I was a kid and I was cross-stitching for the first time. That's how I learned to do it too. Some people say that when you do that, it gets like a kink in the floss from being wound on the bobbin. That doesn't really bother me. I just think it looks really pretty to have your floss on thread drops. And, I just like the way it looks. You can put them all in a ring. So it's personal preference. There's nothing wrong with winding them on bobbins. There's nothing wrong with thread drops, just what you like. LB wanted to know where are some good sources of fabric. She's not on Facebook or Instagram, so I assume that you mean like websites, and I really like going to Kitten Stitcher. She has very fast shipping, and she has a great selection of fabrics. She has XG Designs, which is one of my new favorite fabrics, and she will have weeks on there, Picture This Plus periodically, like a whole bunch of different kinds of fabrics on there. And she, like I said, she's really great customer service, very fast shipping. So I like kittenstitcher.com, and also 123 Stitch is a great place to go for a large quantity of fabrics. They're, you know, just like any place else right now, they might not have everything in stock. Also, I have bought some fabric on Fire Poppy's website. That's a cross-stitch store down, I think it's South Carolina, North Carolina, one of those two places. And they have really excellent fast shipping too. So if you can catch it when they have the fabric in stock on their website, they will send it to you really quickly. So I would try those places. I was talking, I guess this was probably during my whip parade, about Manor at Quaker Hill and how I really wanted to start it. So T. Marbit, I hope I'm saying your name right. She's, I don't know if she's kind of joking or serious, said, oh, maybe a sal for September with Manor Hill, and a Manor at Quaker Hill. And I don't usually do sals. I did do one kind of recently with Cow Stitcher because it was like a real quick project, the Blessed Bee project. I don't really do sals. I've had a bunch of people ask me, oh, can we start this? Can we not? The thing is, when I sit down to stitch, I just grab whatever I feel like stitching at that moment. And so I feel really badly if I say I'm going to do a sal with someone, I'm going to start it on this date, and then that date comes and I'm like, I don't feel like stitching this. So I kind of just stitch what I want when I want, and that's working for me. So while I definitely want to start Manor at Quaker Hill, I have no idea when that's going to happen, whenever the spirit moves me. Christy wanted to know what fabric I'm using for my Hawk Run Hollow, Shores at Hawk Run Hollow, and that is 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. I actually didn't work on that this week, so I don't have it up here to show you, but I think I'm going to try and get some work on that big center block this coming week, so I'm excited to start that one. Knitting for my boys. How did I do the felt on the back of my pin pillow? That's the one I showed last week with Misty Purcell's Gathering Berries pattern, and I finished the pillow. I'll insert a picture here of what that looks like. And I finished that with a slit on the back of the pillow. And so I wanted to cover that up. So I used 2 felt squares, one large, one small, and I used pinking shears to cut around them. And then I used this Light Easy Steam 2. I found this through Lori Holt's video, and actually the whole way I finished the pin pillow is from one of Lori's videos. And I think Knitting for My Boys, I think she might have actually linked in her comment Lori's video where she shows this. So this is like a tape, which is great for small like pieces of felt. I just cut it. It's sticky. You press it down onto the felt, then you peel off the backing fabric and then stick the felt onto your pincushion. Then you iron it, and it will the heat will set it so it stays. So that's what I used, and then I got a bulb pin and some buttons and the 2020 charm. The bulb pins I got from Etsy. If you just type in bulb pins, you'll find a whole bunch of different kinds. And so that's how I finished that. And so, oh, she also asked, did I use wool felt and did I use glue? So I didn't use the glue, I just used this to adhere it to the pillow, and it is wool felt that I also got on Etsy. I don't remember exactly what shop, but if you look in previous videos, description boxes, I did link it when I bought it. I linked the shop that I got it on. And the last question I had was from Dawn. Am I stitching land that I love with one strand on 36 count? And yes, I am. I am using My Little Dove by XG Designs, and I have that to show you today, so I'll show you that when we get to whips. And one strand seems to be showing up just fine. So it really depends on what color you get, I guess, as far as what will show, but that's what I am using. Also, I don't know that I had this question written down, but I brought up my floss colors for Christmas garden because someone had asked what colors I was using. Now these are Victorian Motto sampler threads, and I know for a fact that you cannot get all of these. She does kind of like a one-off of her floss, so once she's out, and I had ordered these off of her eBay store when she still had that, like almost a year ago. So I'm pretty sure she doesn't have these, but the colors that I got are Scarlet Carnation, Dark Chocolate, Burnished Gold, and Glory of Ireland. So certainly if you have those colors, you could use them. Or, I mean, what I did was I just asked her to send me 2 reds, 2 greens, 2 golds, and 2 browns. And I figured I was going to use them regardless. If, you know, eventually I'll use them, and they're like $2.50 a skein for 20 yards. So it's a great price. And so she sent them to me, and I just picked out the ones that I like the best, and that's what I'm using for Christmas garden. So, which I have to get back to. I really want to work on this, but I have so many other things I really want to work on too. So that was all my questions. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple finishes I had this week, which is exciting. I am working on the Year in Chalk series, and let me just pull out the right pattern here. I was doing the June pattern, Catch a Wave, and I posted this on Instagram and didn't realize that I forgot to stitch a line of the light blue that goes underneath the word wave. So I'm showing it to you, but it technically is not finished because I have to go stitch that one little line of light blue underneath the word wave. This is super cute and tiny, and I love it. And I'm doing all of these with the idea of putting them on a box where I could store each of the ones, the 11 months I'm not using, inside the box. And then have the one that, you know, here's June. June's on the outside of the box for that month. Now, I got this box as part of my haul from Hobby Lobby. I love it. It's metal. It's great. But I'm just not sure about the black and white check because, I mean, I don't know. Does that look right on black and white check? Maybe. I have to get them all stitched first. I figured if I didn't use this exact box for this, I definitely would use it for a similar project. The problem is because I'm not doing the chalk colors and the fabric, they're all going to look different. So I really need something that's neutral. And while this, I guess you would consider it neutral, I don't know if it looks right with like the blue on it. It's the right size because if I kind of fold this to show you, this is about what I'm going to need height-wise, right? And if you figure I'm going to put a board behind it with some fabric on it too, and like maybe a little bow at the top, it's a good size. I just don't know if it's the right color. So what do you think? Do I need something that's even more neutral than this, or can I use this for all of my my hands-on design Year in Chalk? What are your thoughts? I know. And this is stitched on 32 count Blue Dynasty Wexford Linen by Silkweaver. And I used Dublin Bay by Classic Colorworks, and this is Caramel by Classic Colorworks, and the dark blue is Weeks Freedom. All right, so that was one finish. My other finish is so exciting. All right, Blackbird Designs, Summer, Autumn, Winter. I finished it. Now I wanted to do something with the words "To Everything There Is a Season." Thank you for everyone who told me that was Misty Purcell's idea. It absolutely was, and it's fantastic. She wanted to replace the alphabet with the words "To Everything There Is a Season." Now, I had already stitched the whole alphabet when I heard her idea, and you can see I did not put in the words "To Everything There Is a Season" because I don't think that I have enough room to put them down here and still get it framed in the way that I want to do it. So this will fit in an 11 by 14 frame widthwise perfectly. but there's too much space. There's not too much. There's more space on the top and the bottom. And so what someone had suggested to me was to put like a band of lace on the bottom and on the top. And I like that idea. So I wanted to try that. But if I put to everything there is a season, I don't think I have room for the lace. And also, then this isn't centered. Everything is kind of up a little higher. So I just thought, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I was thinking that I might write a little note on the back, like if I do one of those index cards or the library card pockets with the information about the chart and everything. And when I stitched it, I might just write that phrase on there on the back there. So anyway, this is stitched on 36 count creme brulee by R&R. It is stitched with the called for colors, one strand of floss over 2. I love it. The colors are just perfect. I'm really happy with how it came out. And so, yeah, it's my big finish. So I'm going to work on trying to frame that for next week with the lace. I did buy 2 or 3 kinds of lace at Hobby Lobby because I wasn't sure, you know, what I wanted for that. Okay, so on to whips. I'm going to flash this freebie pattern by Teresa Kogut from the Be Well and Stitch movement. Oh no, I apologize. This is the Nashville 2020 freebie, not the Be Well and Stitch freebie. I am using this as a piece for the stitching mat that Vanna has provided directions for in the latest issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. So, whoops. There's a picture of the stitching mat, and instead of doing her stitched piece, which was Little House Needleworks My Dwelling Place, I am doing this Create Everyday piece, and I just got a tiny little start on this. This is 32 count Vintage Smoky White by Zweigart, and it's the kind where there's like, it's printed with something on this side, and this side is just plain white. So I just got started on that, and I have 2 of these I'm going to do, so quick stitch, but I just didn't put only like an hour into it this week, so I have to work on that some more. And I am using Hilltop Green for the big word create, Weeks Americana for the smaller words every day, and also there's like a few little X's in a checkerboard motif, and then the needle will be a Classic Colorworks Plymouth Rock. So that is that project. And next I have put a little bit of time into Land That I Love. So pardon the poor color copy of this working copy that I have for Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I am doing this on 36 count My Little Dove by XG Designs, and I was able to go over to the side here with the border. So that is the whole top of it and how it will, the size of it, how it will look. And I did some more of the alphabet there. Not a lot. I probably just worked for a couple hours on this. So I really enjoy stitching this. I do find that I am stitching it kind of slowly. Like certain projects, I get in a groove and I am like fast stitching. And this one is slower. And at first I thought it was because there was a lot of color changes, but you can see that what I did was I went and I did the entire brown, I think that's DMC 611, that's that vine. And then I started in with the blue corn motifs that are like stems for the flowers. So I was really not doing it one color and then switching and lots of color changes. I was kind of doing one color at a time there. And the letters too, I did them all in the red color. So I think it's just, I know it's a big sampler. It's going to take me a long time. I'm not in a hurry. So I just tend to go a little slower with that one. And I don't mind that. So I'm hoping to get some more work on that done this week because I really like it. And I finished up a couple other things. So I have some room to work on that and Hook, Run, Hollow as well. So another project that I am working on is Lantern Lane, and I'm really happy with the progress I'm making on this. I feel like this could be a finish in a week or two because there's not a ton left. This is the pattern. Little House Needleworks Lantern Lane. So I have done now the fences and this box that says, I put 2020, not 2014, and I did the lamppost and the little tree next to the house. So I have to do the basket motif here, another tree and a lantern, and then the alphabet and the borders. So it's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of little stuff, and it's not like solid stitching. So I'm feeling like that's looking really good. I like it. I'm doing this on 36 count silk weaver. I think the color is Precious Metals, but I'm not sure. And I am not using all the called for colors. I do have some of them, but I'm using, particularly for my red and my brown, I'm using Victorian Motto Red Maple for the red. And for the brown, this, where is it? Old Bay Brown, which has a ton of variegation. And like I said before in one of my other videos, I don't actually really like it on the skein, but I think it looks fantastic in the roof and down in the, where the fence is at the bottom. So really happy with that, hoping to have us finish soon on that. And then once I've done that big Christmas one, maybe I could put Christmas Garden into my rotation and work on that a little bit. I don't think I'd finish it, but I do want to put some stitches in that one this year. All right, so that's all my stitching for this week. I did do some quilting. I'm going to insert a picture here of a quilt top that I made with the not fat quarters, the jelly roll that I showed you last week that I bought. It's Christmas fabrics, and I think it was Christmas Figs 2 was the name of the jelly roll. And I just did, I guess they call it like a rail fence block, something really quick, 3 strips sewn together, and then I cut them in blocks and then alternated them horizontally and vertically. So there's no real pattern that I followed, I just did that. But that is over at my mom's house, ready to be quilted. And I did quilt a quilt that I had finished previously. So this is my flag quilt. Let me see if I can figure out which way is up here. So I got it all quilted and I sewed the binding on the top. I just have to turn that over to the back and sew it down by hand. So that might be a project I do this weekend if it is not too hot. And on the back of it, I just have a print from all of the fabrics except the white in this quilt were from Mackinac Island by Moda. So this was just a pattern that I really liked, so I bought that for the backing. And I'm going to insert a picture here of the whole quilt after it was quilted because it's really hard to see. Even if I stand up, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. And I think I also have a picture of my 6-year-old helper inspecting and making sure I was doing the quilting correctly. So I'll put those pictures there for you to see. I have another jelly roll that I purchased, and of course I took it apart because I wanted to see all the pretty fabrics. So I'm going to insert a picture of them here so that you can see them a little better than me holding them up like this. And I have a plan for this one. I got some white fabric that I cut into strips, and I have a quilt. I'll post a picture of that I'm planning on doing with these. So maybe next week I'll get a start on that. And that is the quilting that I was doing this week. I did get a little haul. Brenda had shown some adorable pincushions from Under the Woolen Willow, and I will link her Etsy store below. This is super adorable. Comes with a little tomato pin and really nice little box and presentation. And she had a card in it with a little message and sent me some extra cards. I can't get myself right side up here. Like little postcards I could use. So that was super nice to get that in the mail. Could I make a pincushion? Yes. But is this the most adorable pincushion you've ever seen and I wanted to buy it? Yes. Really cute. Got to support those small businesses too, right? I also bought, Fat Quarter Shop is doing a club, I believe it starts in January, for a pattern set called Snapshots by Pine Mountain Designs. So here is the January snapshot. And I didn't want to do the kit because it comes on with 10 count Aida. There's no problem with Aida, but I don't want to do it on 10 count because I don't want to use more than one strand of floss. So here's February. I went online and I bought January, February, and March because I figured, well, no need to buy all 12 months right now. They're PDF downloads. And here's March. They're super cute. She has them done in 8x10 frame when you use the 10 count Aida, but my calculations tell me I'm going to be able to put these in a 4x6 frame because I'm either going to do this on 18 count Aida or 36 count linen or even weave, so they will fit in a 4x6 inch frame in that case. So I got January, February, and March just to try it out, see how I like them. I really wanted to do a monthly series, but I was having trouble picking one. I wanted it to be small, so I feel like that is small, but also still has a lot going on in each pattern. So I'll give it a try and see how it goes. So I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and enjoying some nice weather and it's not too hot where you are. I will see you back next week on Saturday for another Flosstube video. Bye-bye.